Oh god, what just happened? Okay. Hello everyone. This is gonna be homework review week 1. So this is Caitlin's. Um, so far, from what I can tell, looks real nice. It's clean. All the lows and the highs are good. I haven't seen any issues. One thing I will say is if you go to channel box, you have the history still. At this point, I think what you can do is just delete history. Another thing is here, let me go to this one because I didn't delete history yet. If I go to attribute, you have to press all these buttons to get to blend. So if I press delete history, it just one click away and it's right there. So it's just a good thing to do. I also like how you named everything. It's nice. It might have just auto done it because of the homework assignment. I can't remember if that happens. So yeah, just delete history on all your objects once you're finished. This one was weird to me. I don't know why this happened, but I think it's just because this edge is here. So just be careful, stuff like that. You don't want extra edges or vertices. I'm about to sneeze, aren't I? Oh, sorry about that. All right, but overall this looks good. I don't see. Oh, okay. I grabbed all those. I was about to say, is there 7 vertices right there? No. Okay, that's good. This one, I'm just missing the low. So the part where you just connect these points and make this like quads instead of n-gons, because all these faces are n-gons. So if you can do that, it's a good thing to do for your low poly. You want your low polys to be completely quads. So just remember that for next time. Same with this one. It's still got that. Yeah. Your high polys are looking nice. This one might be a bit tight on the edge loops, but the highlights there, it's just, you see how much more visible this one is than this one? Like this one gets a bit grainy, and this one's not. I think Willow's barking at me. This is nice. This is nice. Yeah. So it's all clean. Good job. Good job for week 1. It looks like it turned out pretty well. Yeah. All right, let's go to the next person. Next up is Josh. Oh, I just brought that in. Oh god, I hate when I do that. Uno momento. Whoa. Desktop, nope. Where's downloads? My computer, blah blah blah. Users account. Yeah, my name's not spelled correctly on this thing. Downloads. Drive. Josh. Don't save. Continue. All right, Josh. Let's see what you got. Oh God, what did I do? Okay, cool. Okay, it's looking good. That's nice. You actually might have done a bit. Well, it's correct. Like, oh God, it works. But just to make it like lower poly, you can just snap all these corners. Because this is all, when baking happens, you don't really need all these extra edges. You only need it for the high poly. So if you were doing this and this was just what you did before your high poly, that's completely fine. Just remember for the future, if you're making a low poly, you want it to be lower, you can do stuff like this, because this removes a lot of quads. Because you're just collapsing them using the target weld and just collapse them down, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Cool. Yeah, so that's just what I did, and that just, it's a lot less polys now. This one you can do the same thing. That's nice in the middle. Yeah, so you can just collapse this stuff, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's good because you got some nice edge loops. These might be too tight as well. I can't really tell. Let me see. No, these are a bit looser, so that should be okay. I can't tell. Oh, what's happening here? All right, this one. Let me guess. You have extra edges that you don't want. So it looks like when you tried to put this edge loop in, or tried to put this in, you didn't connect it, so it created these extra edges. So you want to make sure that's all connected, so you don't have to deal with that. And then you have one extra vertex right there, so you just got to get rid of that. And then you shouldn't have that issue, because that's what's causing that weirdness, that like weird bump. You probably just missed it. It's not a big deal. Just double check for it next time. You want to make sure everything's correct. I think that happened here too, yeah? Yeah, so just make sure everything's connected. Okay, 1 second. What? Go outside. Here. Go. Go outside. Go. I'm busy. I'm recording things. Sorry, Willow's harassing me. She wants to play. So that's probably the issue with that one. Just that feature. And then this all looks nice. Yeah, that's correct. You didn't smooth this one. You just 3-keyed it. Don't forget the 3-key. Wait, did you do that for all of them? Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, no, you didn't. Yeah, it looks like you smoothed most of them. And then you 3-keyed after. But just make sure you do that for the rest of them. You want to smooth all of them. So see, now it just permanently looks like that. Okay, cool. So that's correct. Oh my. So the issue you're having with this one is that you beveled all these edges too. So when you bevel these edges, they no longer are being soft. They're hardened each edge, so you get this faceting, which we don't want. So just make sure you don't do that next time. Just make sure that all these all cylindrical edges, if you want it to be a cylinder, you don't want to bevel them. Okay, just so you know. I think you did that on this one too. Yeah, so just double check, make sure you don't do that. You see how it like creates that faceting even before it's like smooth. Yeah, so just double check you don't do that next time. Cool. Next up is Charles. Charles in charge. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, Charles. So I'm going to say first thing I can already tell is an issue is these bevels are too small. You see how I zoom out and it's like almost impossible to tell the difference? It's because the bevels are too small. You want some thicker bevels. This is a very small bevel. Let me see. If you didn't delete your history, I can see how big your bevel was. Boop. So your bevel's 0.1. So yeah, you probably want it like not 0.8, like maybe 0.5. Yeah. So your bevels are just too small for all of them, I think. Let me see. Yeah, you did 0.1 for all of them. So let's just up that to 0.5. It might not change because it's so low on the totem pole, but just so you know. Otherwise, your topology... Oh, you didn't give me the clean low polys. So just look at what everyone else did and give me that. But from what I can tell, you actually did it correctly because you just didn't give me the clean low polys, which is okay. Just double check that next time. I'm going to, for the homework from now on, I'm going to write a written thing just so you guys don't get confused because a couple people asked me to do that. Or one person asked me to do that. And I was like, oh, that's probably a great idea. Sorry. I've been real busy. I have to go do something tomorrow. So I may push class back tomorrow till a bit later. We will see. And I may also make an announcement during class. But don't worry, class will still be continuing. I just have something that may be happening along with the class. So yeah. So just double check that stuff. And make sure your bevels are a bit bigger. Because right now, like, comparably, there's like a slight highlight. But you see how it's like almost exactly the same. You want bevels to be typically... If I was going to take this edge and just bevel it, I don't want it that big. Let's say, if I turn chamfer off. Oh God, yeah, let's just adjust this one. So I want this to be 0.5. I want it thicker. Like, I don't want it, that might be too thick for this. I might actually want to reduce that, but I don't want it. I want to see that highlight. See, now I zoom out, it's clearly highlighting. That's what I want. I want it to be pretty clear that they're smoothed. Okay, good job though. Next up, Dimitri Gamer. Gamer Boy Dimitri. Don't quote me on that. Okay, so Dimitri, I'm missing those highs, or those low polys. Also, you just smoothed it. You didn't give me like or you just 3-keyed it. You didn't smooth it. This is, wow, it's interesting how you did this. Because you just made that a quad 2. Okay, I see what you did. So, first things first is I would say, oh yeah, you just beveled everything. And you made like a vortex. I would say look at everyone else's, because some of this stuff is, oh, those are very small bevels. You don't want this like faceting on the cylinders or on that. This one's good, right? Yeah, it looks good. But I think your bevels are just too small. Yeah, your bevels are way too small. Also, you didn't chamfer it. So your bevel, what you want to do is turn on chamfer off, and then turn your fractions to 0.5 instead of 0.05. And then when you smooth it, it'll smooth and it'll look nice. And if you put a blend material on it, going to right click, scroll down to assign favorite material, blend, you can get that shine, and it's nice in there. Yeah. So yeah, just try and double check that. This is actually, it's very interesting how you did this. Because this is a way to do it. This is not. Don't do this. This is just gonna hurt you. Like, this is too much work. What I recommend is just collapse this. Oh, there's so many of them. Never mind. But yeah, so look at what other people did. Give me the lows next time. But good attempt. But yeah, some of this stuff is it's a lot harder if you do it this way, basically. Good job. All right, next up, Tatiana. All right, let's go. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we also have a low poly of the locker with the hole in it. Nice. I like that you made the hole. So it looks like you're going to be doing only the outside of the locker. Okay. Whoa, oh, okay, I see why that's there. Never mind. So let's quickly just take this. And I want to see if this is the exact. All of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Okay. So those all look like they're the same size, which is nice. Okay. Okay, so these are just faces. What I'm going to say right now is, let's try and make this as like, instead of making it like a face mesh, which is, it could be like a double-sided mesh where you have like the textures project on both sides. I kind of want you to have like some thickness to this, because it'll just be easier for you to work with, like something like that. Not exactly, don't do exactly what I just did, because that's ugly, but like give it some thickness. I'll show mine in a second and you guys can see what I did. Mine's a bit further ahead because I'm trying to get prepared for the next class, but yeah, so this is a good start. It's a good block out. It's exactly kind of what I wanted. But yeah, just make this inner part, I want thickness to it. I don't want it to just be a plane. But the rest looks good. Everything's equally spaced. I'm glad that you figured that out. It's really fun once you figure that stuff out. All right, let's see these. Cool. Make sure to smooth these. All right, so okay, so that's fine. So you just showing me. All right. So I can tell you right now that this right here is an N-gon, so you have to make sure to connect that, because otherwise that's way more than 4 sides. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is an octagon if we don't do that. Same here. You see how this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, because it has 5 vertexes touching it. So just try and kite this. You can just easily kite it all the way around. Do it cleaner than that. Like you here, I'll show you. I just did that lazily. If you click shift right click, or shift control and shift click, and it'll automatically make it a perfect right angle. Boop. And then there you go. That's what you want. I feel like I'm getting some warping, but I don't think I am. I'm putting a blend material on it just so I can see. I like typically to use darker blend materials because then I can make the highlights higher. and then they'll pop out a bit more. So I can make them pop. All right, that's not bad. Okay, cool. Oh, you see how we're getting like a bit of stretching right there? Like a little bit of like pull. That's just because it's still an end gun right here. Yeah, so you're just going to want to fix that. Cool, that's good. 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 Good job. That, yeah, nice. Nice. Good. Cool. Well, the rest looks good. So yeah, we'll just go over the locker stuff. Give this some thickness. What we're actually going to do is if you are going to do the inside of the locker, this will also need thickness and it'll also go through. If not, we're going to paint that hole in so you don't actually have to like have it in. Or we'll normal map it. So you don't have to like have that dark hole. But basically what you do for the normal mapping one is you're going to extrude in, and then we take these faces right here and we just basically like paint them in a way that it makes it look like the hole, but it has that thickness from these, and that's in the normal map. But for now, that's pretty good. It's a good block out. So good job. Up next is Sally. All right, I don't know why I said it like that, but hi Sally, how's it going? All right, cool. So we have, yep, okay, yeah. So we just have the 3 keyed versions of all of these, which is correct. So first things first, if your quad looks like this, like it looks like a triangle almost, just connect it like this, because you don't want quads to not be shaped like quads. You see how this is like 4 sides and clearly separated, and this looks like a triangle or an arrow. If it was out like that, or like pulled and these were pulled in, then yeah, you could say that's a quad. But right now, since you want it to have this cylindrical shape, it's just messing with your model. Willow, go away. Not right now. So yeah, so just do that for those typically. Okay, that's nice. That's good. Yeah, you did that correctly here, so just make sure you do that correctly here. You see how it's all that? Yeah. Cool. Cool. Yeah, you did it here too. So you might have just missed it. It's not a big deal. Let's see this bad boy. Okay. So, you were so very close here. So if you connected this and this, then this would have been perfect. Because then it would smooth better. Because right now you have a square that just has a triangle, that's made into 2 triangles, and then you have n-gons here. So you want to remove those n-gons, because those, if you try and bake with n-gons on your high poly, yes, your high poly can have n-gons, but you want to avoid it as much as you can. There are only certain situations where you should have them. For what we're doing right now, I don't want you to have any n-gons, which means I want you to make this complete clean topology, which means if you click on this, go to mesh, cleanup, none of the faces select. Like, it fits perfectly. So if I do that to this one, if I go to mesh, cleanup, nothing selected, it just deselects it. That means it's good. So this one, I'm guessing this one too is probably going to have the same issue. Yeah. So that shows me there's n-gons all over the place. So make sure to clean those up. And that basically just means take a face, click on it, go to vertex mode, and see how many vertexes touch that face. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faced n-gon. So you want to clean that up. So you almost had it. What is happening? Okay. So yeah. So you're just going to have to clean that up. You might have to do it a bit different. This shouldn't be the way you do it. Oh, yeah. So what you can do is go there to there. Do it cleaner. Do it, hold control and shift and drag. That makes it automatic. But yeah, so just, that's a good way to clean that bad boy up so it looks nicer. There. So that's better. And it'll smooth better. But otherwise, good job. Everyone seemed to have that issue. All right. We got 2 more people. Teresa and Mary Jane. Let's go to Teresa. Teresa's up next. I'm just going by who turned it in. Okay. Well. Awesome. Oh, you're doing the inside too. Okay, cool. So yeah, some of you guys, I just said to go for it if you already think you know what you're doing. Okay. So one thing I will say is I don't think the lockers typically have this lip on the bottom side. I'm pretty sure it's just flush with the bottom of the locker. So if I select these and it's going to be like that. It's not going to be sticking out, which is okay. You can, that's an easy quick fix. And then what you would have to do is, you see how I have this like whole edge because it's, I can't connect those two. I just basically bring it close as I can, connect it to the middle, and then do that over here because this is going to be the low poly. And also if you want to do it with the high poly, it's a quick fix. So now we don't have any, oh god, sorry. It's so weird to go through faces. If I go to vertex face modes, there's no angons there. And it's flush. Because it does have this lift thing. It just isn't, wait, is there an angle to that? Did I fuck that up somehow? I might have fucked that up. Maybe. Okay. All of these seem equally spaced. Nice. Cool. Yeah, we got this thing. I don't know if, is this part of it? I didn't see that. Is that actually part of it? If it is, cool. If it's not, go with it. You can actually do your own thing for that because it's just sticks out a bit. You do on the reference, it does kind of come out like, comes out like this at the bottom, just to give it some more like shape. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I think for now, let's try and stick to the reference. So do that. Sorry, I just said 2 different things. Do that. That's nice. It might be too thin, these like legs. So you might want to try and bring them in a bit. Try and do it evenly. But yeah, just because if it's too thin, it'll be harder to bake. So if you make it a bit thicker, it bakes better. Trust me, it's a pain in the ass when you have to bake things and they don't want to bake correctly. All right. Handle. Cool. Actually, fun fact, you don't have to attach this to the rest of this. Because this, in real life, this thing isn't like made with this. It's its own separate piece that's like screwed in. So you don't have to actually attach it. So that saves you a lot of time. This right here, I mean, there's a lot of n-gons, but for now, the shape is looking good. You'll just have to clean it up later. But otherwise, this might be too thin too. Because I typically recommend going a bit thicker with all your stuff. Like, just take everything and make it a bit thicker. And, what is that? Oh, okay, interesting. I see what you're doing there. I wouldn't do that for now. I would just make this flat. And you can just put a cylinder into it. Because we're just going to bake it on with the high poly, so you don't want to mess with your low poly too much. Because right now, it is an interesting way of getting that shape, but we don't really need to worry about that right now. I'll show you mine in a second. But back to what I was saying. If you have models and they're too thin, baking on them, they'll bake on top of each other. Like, basically this side will bake on top of this side. Because when you try and bake them, they're too thin, so they bake over each other. It's a pain in the ass, and you don't want to deal with it. So what I typically do is I take everything, no matter if I want it to be thinner or thicker, like this is too thin to me automatically. I can already tell. So I just puck it out. Just push it out. Also, the hole here, I just don't think you got to it yet, which is fine. So don't worry about that. But there will be a hole. If you're doing the one where it opens, you're still going to want that hole in the mesh. And this is nice, this little pocket. It's going to be difficult to make a smoothable version of this. So I might show you a little fun trick since you have it connected. Another way you can do this is not have these connected, and it's a lot easier to smooth it. But if you want to know how to do this and smooth it in a really fun way, I can show you that in ZBrush. There is a way to do this in ZBrush, which I will go over, because that's what I'm doing with mine. But I can also, I'm going to show both ways, but oh, I don't know why I saved it. But that's what I'm doing in mine. Sorry, I'm just so used to auto-saving these things when I work on them. But good job so far. This is looking nice. It's definitely a good size. Yeah, I like that you scaled it up, because when you're working on stuff like this and you zoom in, if it's too small, here, let me just shrink it down. No, let me group. If it's too small and you start zooming in, maybe it's not small enough yet. It will start like, yeah, it'll start doing, no, maybe, I don't know. When you start zooming in on certain things, it'll just like disappear when you get too close. And you're like, but I need to work on that. And that's because the clipping plane is so small. So just make sure to size it up. Also, I definitely fucked that up because I think it's supposed to be the same size as the rest of these. But yeah, good job. Last but not least, Mary Jane. Don't save. I don't know why I saved in the first place. Oh, shit. This is so clean. All right. Boom. Boom. Nice. This is nice. Nice. Cool. Looking good. Nice shine. You can clearly, if I zoom out, I got to put a blend on it, but there might already have been a blend on it. It just might not have been dark enough for me to be able to see. Zoom out. Yeah, it's got some nice shine to it. Cool. By the way, it'll shine better if it's smooth. All right, so yeah, just same issue I said with everyone else, where it's just like, oh, okay. So for this one, I see where you're going with this, where you have all of them come to here. You don't want too many triangles going to the same place because it could bake weird. So typically what I do to break it up is I put 2 to that middle point. And this gives me at least, it gives me a quad, but it also just makes this bake bit better. Like, I know I get the quads here, but if there's too many triangles going that way, it can mess up the mesh. In this situation, it shouldn't be that much of an issue, though. So don't worry too much about it, because these are pretty simple. It's just for bigger things. What is happening there? Oh, okay. So here, what you can probably just do is just merge these. Or, sorry, merge this. I don't think you need that. I don't think it changes the mesh enough to really... And then you just... Because right now it's just like too many extra edges. And it might confuse you later on when you're trying to adjust things. Oh, I merged that to the wrong point. So yeah, just bring it. Just squeeze it back. What did I just do here? Oh, okay. Yeah. You just want... I don't know what I did. What did I do? Okay, yeah. You just have extra edges that you don't need. Cool. This one, yep, same issue as the other one, but actually it's fine. Don't worry about it. Cool. Smoothing. Nice. Clean. Nice. Quads. Nice. 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 Alright, this one's been the hard one for everyone. Ah, okay. So, what I'm missing here is this edge, because that'll help hold it in place a little bit better. So you see how this side we have this curve, but this side it's more straight, and we want that straight a little bit better. It just makes it cleaner, topology wise. But good job. Good. Cool. All right. Good job. Good job. All right. Good job, everyone. I'm going to quickly show you guys what I've been doing with mine, just so you have a quick understanding of my locker. If you haven't started the locker, don't worry about it. I just want you guys to focus on what you can do for the beginners. I don't want you to stress too much. So this is my locker right now. I'm doing... It's going to be pretty high fidelity when I'm done with the high poly. But these are all my pieces that I've been making. Typically I go a little overboard with detail pieces. It's just how I like to do things, especially before I bake. So yeah, I have it flush. I have it a lot thicker, because the thicker it is, the better it bakes. Down here, oh, I have this, but I also have these pieces baked in. These are thinner, but I'm not too worried because I'm going to be baking them separately. I have everything equally spaced. I have the inside and the outside. What is it equally? No, it is. It just has this overlap. These were like my tests. I did different tests to get what I wanted, like to make sure that this piece was going to work for what I wanted to do with it. So I have this piece. It's got my holes, every quads or triangles. It's got the pockets. It's got the curved bit, which is pretty simple actually. It's just 2 quads. So just so if you get an idea for something you want to do. It's got this piece. And then I have this inner latch. I did some of the inner working stuff. You don't have to worry about that too much. It's just me being a fool. So I have that. I have this. This is going to be the latch type thing. And then I might make a piece that comes out to here. You're never going to actually see it, so I don't really know if I need to. But yeah, so that's... And you see how much thicker mine is? I like to... The thicker it is, the easier it bakes. Just a fact. So yeah. And I have this piece coming through. And I made that pretty thick too, because I didn't want it too thin. And the hole's pretty big. And typically with cylindrical objects, you want it so if you're going to see it up close, you want it to not feel like it's jagged edges like this. So I'm never going to look at it that close. So this is pretty good. Same here with this one. I'm never going to look at it that close. So that looks like a circle. If I zoom in, it starts getting jaggedy, but it's never going to be looked at close enough for that to happen. So it's not an issue I have. Same with these. I actually might reduce these, but this is just me blocking shapes and getting things the way I want them. But yeah, and I haven't put the hole in yet. I'm going to do that later because that's something I'm going to worry about later. But yeah, cool. Good job, guys. If you have any questions about the critiques or what to do next, well, I'll go over what to do next on Monday. And we'll go over what I'm going to be doing and what you guys should be doing. Cool. Thanks. Bye.